Hey, maybe that's how we do it.
Yeah, I like this. Do this one.
Definitely, I love it. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Plantspiration Unplugged. We're John and Stefanie Ignoffo, and we are the founders of the nonprofit Plantspiration, and we started to help people reverse disease and prevent it, and also saving animals and the planet at the same time.
Exactly. I love that. People know us for losing 250 pounds as a family, reversing a slew of chronic diseases, and now we're reaching and teaching people all over the world how to get healthy too. You guys, welcome back. This is really cool.
Yeah, welcome.
I'm just kind of really excited that we're here at episode 3, John.
I know, this is great.
Episode 3, if nothing changes, nothing changes.
That's right. That's right.
What a great time of year to talk about this because I don't know, I just right off the bat, I thought people are waiting till January 1.
Yeah,
Don't do that. We hope this episode really inspires you
yeah,
to
yeah.
start making those changes. Nothing changes, nothing changes. That's a phrase that we've been really dropping in the group for a long time. It's one of
hmm
my favorite
hmm
lines, actually.
Yeah, it definitely really, if you take a moment and think about it, it's so real because if nothing changes, how are you going to change anything? That's like doing the same thing over and over, and you're always going to get the same result.
Do you remember where that came from?
I don't.
It started, I wrote it down on the paper in January. It was like, we started this on January 13th. You know what? Did I say thank you again? First of all,
Yeah,
we wouldn't even be doing this if it wasn't for you guys and
certainly.
all of the amazing
All the reviews, all the
feedback.
feedback. Yeah,
We just went over it before we turned this on. I was like, okay, let's get those micro wins. Let's
yeah,
fuel up on all that good dopamine
dopamine for sure.
that got us going and got us doing this and we're really excited. We are so excited to hear so many people have been inspired by this.
I know. I mean, just everybody, they're just stoked. They're like, this is just so real. You guys are sharing your life and we're just doing it and helping them really get a grip on what it is. It's really not hard.
We get it.
We definitely get it.
We get it. We lost the hunt. I lost the 100. You
I
lost.
about 50. Let's just say 50. I'm a numbers guy, so if it's like point something, I can't round up, but we might as well round up because it was
Speaking of
48
numbers,
something. So,
speaking of numbers, they can't, not everybody can see this, but we've got this Plantspiration health report we're going to drop in
oh
here.
man, I can't wait to talk about that.
So grateful for everybody in the membership who gave our, gave us the information.
Yeah.
But wait till you guys see when we're going to take you on this journey every week where we check in and give you the Plantspiration health report.
hmm
How cool is that?
I think that's awesome
It's
because it
gonna
really shows, and more and more people are just getting more excited with sharing their
talk
victories. So
about
it's really great. I'm telling you, they're
Plantspiration.
stoked at the plant inspiration community. We're just like,
It's all about the inspiration.
it is.
It's all about the dopamine. I just gave everybody a plant scription this week and I said, I'm plant scribing dopamine.
Nice.
And then, I teach everybody how to do it, how to pull it off, how to keep going at it. And that's really what you get every time you walk into Plantspiration. It's like,
I love it. I love it.
where's that
The
cheer?
prescription. Oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah, that's what it feels like when you walk into Plantspiration on my
That's
lives.
right. That's right.
Um, so that if nothing changes, nothing changes. This was right around the time that we started, like the day before or the day um of your surgery. When you came
Yeah.
home from that surgery, and I was like, our life is over.
Oh.
We're really going to be more broke than ever,
Yeah.
broken,
Yeah.
broke, and getting sicker and getting bigger, And so I'm kind of crying to my Oma. I'm like, man, everything is so terrible. I'm so sick. We're going to be in bad shape. And I usually wasn't like that. Really, really, I wasn't. I am always, pretty upbeat. Like, we got this. But I did have a little bit of a breakdown. Like,
Yeah.
this is bad.
We know how much of a cheerleader you are. You're just freaking awesome. I love it. I love the energy,
It's
but this
true.
time you were
I was like,
worried.
I'm not sure how to pull us out of this one. And as I'm telling her, I'm like, this isn't going good or how, like, I'm starting to, you know what it was? It was like I was right there telling her, like, her health is so bad. Something we really didn't talk about. It was just part of life being sick.
Right.
I'm like, her health is so bad. I'm not going to be able to get a job. Now I'm feeling really bad about things, and as I'm complaining to her, I was like, wait a minute. she's been through things like 10 billion times worse than me.
Yeah.
Like,
Are you even gonna get into what
no, I'm
any
not
of
going to
that?
get into any of what her, the things that she's gone
But
through, but
amazing woman, and then you realized, holy cow, like what?
this is nothing compared to what she's gone through. Okay.
Yeah.
My family's from Austria.
Mm.
So, this is somebody who's gone through a lot of stuff. So anyway, I'm complaining to her a little bit. And I said, you know what, you know what? Here I am pulling myself out of it. I
Yeah.
go, Oma, everything's going to be okay.
Mm.
And she said these words to me that I'll never forget. She said, it's going to have to be. And I
Yeah.
was like, all right. And either she said it, we talked about it, but I wrote on a post it,
Mm.
if nothing changes, nothing changes. And maybe she did say it. It's just that I tattooed that it's going to have to be part on me. And I think anyway,
That's awesome.
thank you. So I write this, if nothing changes, nothing changes. And there it was right there. I was like, wow, everything I've been doing isn't working. All these diets I've been on isn't
Hmm.
working. So in my mind, I was thinking about that forks over knives moment. Like, this is really a different thing. This is really different.
Yeah. This is out there.
That was just the one thing that we had to change. There was so much that came with it.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, okay, so we watched the movie. I'm like, oh, yay, okay, we got to go to the store and we're going to get all these plants, which I hope everybody's doing, by the way.
I'm telling you, it really it started with the food, of course. I mean, we had to get
Had to.
healthier to get healthier.
We didn't know how to get healthy.
No,
People don't know how to get healthy.
no.
So here's that change is just like,
Hmm.
where do I land? What does changing mean?
Hmm.
If First of all, the change was our diet.
Right.
And we started off with that right away. But there was more to that change too. It wasn't cutting calories. It wasn't cutting carbs. It wasn't cutting your fruit. It was everything opposite that we had to do. And that was part of the change that really elevated us to feel better right away. We went in 100% with that change.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we were
Oh,
we
that's
were
better. Hold on. I noticed you just turned that
we
off.
were deep.
We're learning
We were deep into just living the
diet.
normal lifestyle that everybody is living, you know. We're all living inside a $90 billion diet industry now, and it
Hold
doesn't
on a
work.
second.
All
Stop
right,
it.
I'm sorry. I'm just like,
Think about that. Everybody
mm.
wants to get healthy. Everybody wants to lose weight. It's an industry. I'm not saying you right here aren't happy with yourself.
Oh, right.
Everybody is looking to lose weight, get healthy, take a pill, start a diet, do a fast, take a pill, take an injection. Like,
Hmm.
look at the industry. It's not me saying it.
No,
It's what it's reported.
that's right.
Yeah, we're getting sicker and
R-
bigger.
Right. I mean, because the answer isn't like in a pill or uh,
Or diet.
or a diet or a shot, or it's just not.
But but people are going to say, but this is a diet, and you say, change your diet and lifestyle, change your life.
Yeah, but diet is really like what you eat. We're not on a diet here, so.
It's definitely not a diet. Diets are
Mm.
outdated, is what we're going to say. Cutting calories is outdated. Cutting carbs is outdated.
Yeah, I mean, diet in really in my brain is like I said before, it's just something that goes for a little bit of time, and then you go back to doing what you were doing, and then that's
True.
how that weight always comes back on.
Always did.
Yep.
Every diet, I'd gain it back. I'd
Hmm.
lose 20, 30 pounds. You watched me do it
Yep.
since I
Yep.
was 21.
Yeah, I mean,
I was on
geez.
a diet when I met you. I was on a diet when I met you the first time in high school.
Yeah, I was gonna say you were in a diet when you were 16.
Everybody I meet was on a diet.
Hmm.
Every day you wake up and you say, today's going to be the day. Today's going to be the day.
Hmm.
If nothing changes, nothing changes. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Not only is it how we don't know how to get healthy, most people don't know how to get healthy. And then it's so confusing because we've got doctors, dietitians, they still aren't being taught that stuff. So it gets really overwhelming. We hear a lot about that at Plantspiration. Well, actually, we had some good stuff this week.
Okay.
Doctors,
Hmm.
you know, giving people the thumbs up who've been
That's right.
suffering from heart disease, like 7 stents, dude, go home. It's
Yeah.
nothing else we can do.
Hmm.
Keep you, now look at them.
Just doing great. Just doing great.
Cheers.
Crap. Yeah.
Give me some cheers. Nutrition education is lacking from grade school to medical school. I say that all the time. And really think about it. We heard, doctors don't get very much nutrition education. And I mean, let's be real. They're
Mhm.
not talking about how to reverse heart disease. You know what I mean? They're not discussing how to, well, we're going to talk about it because look at this.
We are going to talk about
I'm
it.
excited about that. Have we already talked about it?
I'm just so excited about our health report. I
These
can't
people
wait.
know how to make change.
Hmm.
These people know how to make change. We're teaching people at Plantspiration how to make change.
Yeah.
And that diets just don't work. We've got to get over this limiting beliefs and thinking that this is cutting calories or that fruits are bad for you. And we're going to, look at this Plantspiration report. Every week, you guys are going to get to hear how much weight we've lost.
Yeah. We're going to do a nice little Plantspiration health report. We're going to talk about weight, medicines, diseases, how good people are doing. And,
Why are people doing so good over here?
well, from what I hear,
They're eating their plants
yeah, they're eating their plants off and they have the support. We're there.
they're getting through it. This works. They're
Definitely.
learning that it works. Even the good information can be overwhelming too. There's a lot of that, going vegan. What is plant-based? What is whole food plant-based? Maybe we should just hold on. Maybe we should just break it down so that, every time people hear this, it seems to get easier and easier what we're doing or how we did it.
Right.
So we went into it like based on the research. The research wasn't about like, a vegan Taco Bell. It was about eating low fat, whole foods, which are
Hmm.
fruits, vegetables, legumes, greens, whole grains, in minimal nuts and seeds. So we didn't get, we don't have to eat tons of cashew cream sauce. We can just
No.
eat a little bit.
Right.
But right away, people start thinking like we're going to cut back on stuff. And I did too. I was like, man, we're not going to be able to have Parmesan cheese. My life is over. It's
Right.
true.
Yeah, definitely. That's what we thought. Anyways, it was the same diet brain of restrict
We get it.
smaller meals. Um,
Remember how I'd get about Parmesan cheese? That stuff
oh
is
my God.
addicting. See, that's
It,
the other thing.
wow. Yeah, I never thought about that.
No wonder I was throwing these little temper tantrums.
Yeah, if there wasn't
I'm
Parmesan cheese
embarrassed.
while the water's boiling for spaghetti, oh my God, I was going to get some because
It was bad.
it's addicting.
I
It
did.
literally is.
So I would, I was just like throwing fits if somebody ate the last of the Parmesan cheese, and look at, I haven't met a doctor yet that says, oh, by the way, did you know that dairy is addicting? That we are addicted to this stuff because of what's in it and because of it's just, anyway, they aren't taught this kind of stuff. And once we realize, like, wow, this isn't limiting, everybody comes into this at first. And is my volume? Did we not mic check?
We're
We're
good.
good. Everybody comes in and thinks that it is limited. And I did too. You did too.
Definitely. I was next to you on all the diets. I was next to you standing there at Weight Watchers. I'm trying to lose weight too. Counting points, that's ridiculous. But we've been together the whole
Let's
time
list the
trying to do
diets.
this. My gosh.
I remember a shredded wheat diet I did when I was about 13. Let's start that. Slim Fast was around forever. Weight
Hmm.
Watchers came into my life by the time I was a kid. Like right when it started, it came into our family.
Hmm.
The cabbage soup diet, did you already say that?
But that's one I was thinking about.
Cabbage soup
Yep.
diet, starvation diet, Slim Fast diet, Jenny Craig. I mean, what else?
All those, like it was like the NutriFast or whatever it was. Way back, I remember hearing Herbalife or something like that when I was a kid. I don't know, is that even
Everything.
a diet thing?
Everything.
Some kind of supplement that you probably, I'm pretty much sure you don't need.
Like we said, it's one of the biggest industries in the world. And that tells us everybody wants to get healthy,
Hmm.
but it's not working. All these diets aren't working. And I had to kind of take that in, you know,
Yeah.
they're not working. And then I want to say, or what I would say to myself, if you woke up your healthiest weight, if you woke up disease free, would you go back to that?
Hmm. That's,
We just don't know how to get there, but we're going to talk a little bit about that. I'm
yeah,
kind of cold.
definitely. Definitely. It's certainly uh Not as hard as you think, because at first I thought, holy cow, I was like, what am I giving up? I have so much I'm giving up. And it's,
Well, because that's what we've learned about dieting.
mhm.
You know, you go to the doctor, what's the first thing they tell you?
Lose weight.
Lose weight. And how do we do that?
They never tell you that.
Well, if you're lucky, you
Well, they
know,
didn't used to
they'll give you
anyways.
some direction and say, well, you got to cut calories. You got to, take out the red meat. You got
Mhm.
to, they don't
Here's
say,
a pill for your appetite.
yeah, here's something for that. But they don't ever say something like, you know what you need to do? Eat copious amounts of fruits and vegetables. Sometimes they do,
Mhm.
eat more fruits and vegetables. Then they'll say, like, the protein. That's
Yeah.
the big thing,
Mhm.
the protein, because that's what they're taught. So where are people learning, hey, if you eat all these whole food plant-based, if you eat fruits and vegetables and you avoid animal and the meat and
Mhm.
the dairy and the egg and the cheese, you could prevent, and even in some cases, many, we're going to talk about it over here later, people are reversing disease.
That's
Now,
right.
what this is where you're going to hear about it, this is where you're going to learn about it, and this is where you're going to get inspired about it.
This is where we do it.
This is where we do it. We keep it
Seriously.
simple, we keep it easy. That's the other thing. Why are we different than everybody else? Because we really get down to the basics. It's not about the recipe. People hear me say all the time. It's about keeping it simple, keeping it easy,
Mhm.
and not restricting. Eat your plants off.
That's what that means. Just it's eating like you've never eaten before. Seriously. I mean, a lot of food, a lot of flavors, a lot of good stuff. Yeah, I was really worried about it. Being a guy, I was like, oh, what am I going to eat?
No burgers, no
Oh,
tacos, no pizzas,
yeah, like that's crazy.
no
We
lasagnas.
eat all of that. Oh, the lasagna, don't even get me going. That is so good.
Whatever it is, we can make it
We
healthy.
got your
We're bringing
flavor.
healthy back. We talked about last week. And this week, we're talking about if nothing changes, nothing
Hmm.
changes. And boy, did that stick.
And good thing it did, because we probably wouldn't be here.
That's one of the Thank you, by the way. I was like, you know what? Dang it,
Thank
I'm going to
you.
change the way I bring home these groceries.
Thank you. I was laid up from a surgery, so I'm so glad we were.
I was scared.
I was on the path with you. I'm like, yeah, go. This is great. I'm like, yeah, definitely. Let's do this, because I know we need to change.
Doctors treat also all these diseases with a different, they've got a different direction for heart disease and a different direction for diabetes and autoimmune. And there's all these different doctors. But we know now, the research tells us that all these different diseases, if you just transition over to this whole food plant based,
Hmm.
this is what's treating, preventing, and even reversing the same diet and lifestyle that I'm going to talk about. It's not a diet, actually. It's something different, you
It's just
guys.
what it's.
Nourish to flourish. Eat your plants off. Real quick, I'll say this: it works.
Mhm.
It's cheap. It's sustainable. It's simple. It's healthy. But we don't know how to eat healthy.
No, nobody's been taught that. I'm sure we've covered that, because it's nobody's taught that anywhere from grade school to med school. Like,
Here,
it's
take
serious.
notes. Number one, eat. There's nothing healthy about eating animal. The studies are out. The problematic animal protein, the cholesterol, the saturated fat, even the lean chicken, by the way. So when you take that kind of stuff out, that lean chicken, that low fat turkey that we think is so great,
Mhm.
it's marketing, by the way. You take that stuff out, you replace it with beans, you make your rice and beans. Oh, but
Mhm.
what about the rice? What about the carbs? What about it? Like I said, the studies are out. This is what our body runs on. Every cell runs on
Carbs.
carbs. We get, what was that analogy you gave about like the engine or the carburetor?
Um, well, that was really talking about blowing out the carbon.
What was
Just
that?
eating the good food, we're like lowering our viscosity, and you get that blood flow, and it's just like, wow, just blowing your carbon out of your car, just really revving it up and getting moving.
That's the
You feel
fiber.
great. Yeah,
That's the fiber we were talking about.
that's
So
right.
animal protein, animal eggs, cheese,
Mm-hmm.
meat, dairy. By the way, if it has a mother or a face, it doesn't have fiber.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the things that we're lacking most,
Yeah.
which is linked to all these, forms of chronic disease, high fat diets, processed foods, all this stuff. And people think they don't have time. There's all these things that are going on that we keep doing
Mm-hmm.
the same thing. So I'm going to ask you this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is it working? Is what you're doing working right now? Are you reversing disease? Are you getting to the goal of being healthy? Because it seems to be a big thing out there, 90 billion.
Yeah, we're spending enough money on it. I think there's a few people
Why
that
not try something simple and easy that's been proven to prevent and reverse disease, that's been proven to be cheaper?
seriously, it's at the same store that we used to buy our stuff at. The same store.
Yeah, we just have
Nothing
to stay away
special.
from all that marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And just because, Big Broccoli doesn't have a lot of money in marketing.
No,
You
they
don't
really
see
don't.
Apple commercials and all this stuff. You know what I
No,
mean? So we got to pay
no.
attention a little bit to that.
Mm-hmm.
We really got into the nutrition aspect of this. That's why I bring in those nutrition education and cooking classes that have been around for 20 years, because it's important that people get down to really, how does this work? Where is she getting this information? And I'll say it again and again. Don't just take our word for it. The information is out there. Once you accept the fact that, all right, everybody didn't get taught this,
Mm-hmm.
it's out there though. Once you realize there's something we can do, now I want to get you doing it.
Yeah, now's the action phase.
The
Yeah.
action phase is get to the store and get all these fruits and vegetables, because, man, all the things that we were doing in the past, and I'm going to ask everybody right now, if what you've been doing isn't working, isn't this worth a shot?
Yeah, definitely.
We're here to dispute all those myths about it costing more money, or that it's not effective, or we're not getting all the nutrition, or we're not getting
Right.
variety. I hear so many people even still coming into the group and they're like, well, it's limited.
Yeah, I'm like,
Limited?
what?
What is limited to you? Uh, no, we were just like, we could eat more.
Yeah,
More what?
everything.
More tacos, more burgers, more
Mm-hmm.
pizzas, more we had to learn how to do it. We had to make a couple changes,
Right,
but
right.
there it is. If nothing
Ev-
changes, nothing
Nothing
changes.
changes. Yeah.
And we didn't just change the diet
No.
part of it.
Well, it changed our brain too, though, because it certainly started out as a diet,
It did
but it quickly went, we realized, okay, this is about our health. Like, wow, we just started feeling amazing.
quickly.
Yeah. At first, like every other thing, this was the next thing. This was the next diet on the list.
It was, and it did. I'm glad you brought that up, because
Hmm.
it really did, to be honest, start with that diet. And that's what 99% of the people come in here, saying they want to lose weight. They
I'm
want
gonna,
to.
I'm gonna turn this heater on.
Could you please? You guys, we're just going to take a little break right here. We're not really taking a break. We don't edit anything, by the way. We're just going with the flow. We're just keeping it real. And we're really excited that everybody's loving these podcasts. We're getting, again, we're learning as we go too. You know what I mean? And this is kind of what we tell people. You're never going to get anywhere unless you just jump in and just start. So I want you guys to start thinking right now, like, what could we do to get healthier?
That's
Well,
right. I am back. The crowd goes wild.
that's what it is. Like, I'm getting cold in this room. It's getting chilly. That's one of the questions people ask, like, what do you do in the wintertime when you guys aren't on your bikes? Well, we'll talk about that. We're gonna do some questions. We're gonna
Yeah.
get more into it, but
Okay.
um we have to do something different. Let's get those plants in your grocery cart. Let's start learning how to get this down. Knowing that you can eat whatever you want, that it's not restricting, that it's not dieting,
That's right.
and it helps that everybody's saying that stuff in the group.
I mean, honestly, it feels like it's easier because I have things cooked, like batch cooked and ready to go.
That's the big thing for the group.
It's not a new recipe every day. It's like, oh my God, I
That's
gotta
what people
spend
think.
hours in the kitchen doing this.
I
No.
see it.
Mm-hmm.
By my 21-day kickstart
Oh,
thing. But I mean, I'm going to be doing a 21-day kickstart. But what I want to emphasize is it is not going to be about making a different recipe every day. This is about really how we did it.
right. This is about finding those 5 or 6 recipes that are like, wow, this is good, and just kind of rotating them.
Recipes, did you
Well, you
just
know what I'm
say?
saying? Easy, throw together
You
some
don't say
potatoes
that.
with beans, maybe a little broccoli or some.
There you go.
Throw some hummus on there,
This is
a
what
little hot sauce.
this is what we're really passionate about, is breaking it down for people and keeping it
Hmm.
real. Stephanie, why are you eating pasta again and again and again? Because that's really easy. I got a lot of stuff to do. You know what I mean? I'm not looking to find this recipe to make it work or to make it fit. They're there. I know they're there, but potatoes are there too. And
Hmm.
and the misconception about batch cooking. So
Yeah.
let me recap this really quick. So
Yeah.
this isn't as hard as it appears. It's very easy once you really understand that you're going to have to make some changes. First of all, you're going to have to change the way you bring home your groceries. You're going to have to change the way that you're talking to yourself. And you're going to have to change some of the things that you react to or that you did or these patterns and habits that we've gotten into.
You're going to realize that these things are actually things you wanted to change all along,
Mm-hmm.
but really didn't know how, or maybe were afraid because you didn't know how, and it's scary, it's scary out there.
Remember when I told people last week to write down what they wanted?
Hmm.
That's powerful.
Yep.
Write down right now, I need to make a grocery list. And write down right now, I want to get healthy because this is where you learn how to get healthy. There's a
Hmm.
lot of misinformation. So we want to help clear that up. We love when you guys are asking questions. We've got questions that we're going to get
Yep.
into.
Yeah.
And we're going to go over this health report. I'm super. What time is it? Like, are we already into let's get to that part?
We
I mean, we
almost
are
good.
Plantspiration.
I
Can you?
we,
So, after we made these changes, by the way, and the food
Mhm.
changes were one thing, you know what I mean? Then we had to change a lot. We didn't go out as much as we used to. We went from
Right.
partying to playing ping pong.
Yeah, for real.
That's truly what
Hey,
we did.
I know that was awesome though.
Ta Talk about that story. Talk about a
That
change.
was great. Yeah, I mean, geez, the winter time was like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? We're bouncing off the walls here.
Yeah, we started in January of 2013.
Hmm.
We lost 250 pounds as a family in 10 months, by the way.
Yeah.
This is what we did. We kept it easy. We kept it simple. We weren't digging for recipes. We were eating beans and rice. We were making soups. We were making pasta.
Hmm.
We were actually just eating fruit. Yeah, I went from eating Oreos. Don't worry, the low fat ones.
That's right.
See what I mean? We were so like, but they're low fat. We gave up everything right away.
Well, well, that's what I mean. We realized you're giving that stuff up anyways on a diet. And then as we got healthier and your brain gets healthier, that neurogenesis, it really started growing
I
brain
went
cells.
I went from saying I'm just gonna go one day without drinking to I'm never drinking again.
Yeah.
Talk about a change.
Yeah,
Both of
definitely.
us.
Yeah, for sure. I was thirsty as well.
Well, we just thought that that was how to live. Like that was just part of it. You know what I mean? Here I'm
That's
having
all you see, and it's all that's pumped and pushed out there.
here I'm having pancreatic attacks. Okay, I just had this surgery where they cut my biliary duct
Yeah.
because my GERD and my acid reflux was so
Jeez.
severe.
Yeah.
My gallbladder was gone, but they still were saying like, "Oh, maybe you're getting those like ghost gallbladder attacks or
Mm.
something."
Right.
I'm couldn't walk around. I'm facing double knee replacements. I just finished my fourth meniscus repair.
Jeez.
I don't know how many cortisone injections I would go through for
Too
the
many.
the back,
Hmm.
you know. Then it was gynecological problems, I'm ready to have more parts taken out of me.
Yeah. And you're
That's
like,
all it was.
hold on.
But you guys, wait a minute. But I'm on
Hmm.
a diet.
Yeah.
I'm trying every day. Every single day.
Every day was a diet for sure. You
But
were struggling hard.
it was
You were
depressing
always trying, years and years and years.
as long as you've known me. I've
Yeah.
been about I got to get healthy. And then I thought I was healthy. So that picture that I put up in front of us today so that I could remember about
Hmm.
nothing changing. Then here we are at Weight Watchers
Hmm.
for the 50th time. But this time I said, I'm going to do a cookbook.
Yeah.
Like every day we're going to do
Yeah.
something different. Like I was always trying to make change
Gosh, now that I think about it, that was work. You did a new recipe like for
every,
30 days.
every
Every
day.
day we tried a
And
new
we rated
recipe.
it. Like
Yeah.
I kept trying to
I'm telling you, we were all together doing this, I mean, as a family, well, it's just how it was.
let me just think about this here. So, like most people, we were eating, skinless chicken, lean meat, the fish, the fish, the fish. My
Oh,
gosh,
yeah.
the BS with the fish. You guys fish, not what I thought.
No.
Still problematic animal protein loaded in fat that
Yep.
Mediterranean diet isn't known to reverse disease the way that whole
Hmm.
food plant-based does. I mean, it's definitely better, but after you throw on all that oil and that
Yeah.
cheese, it's still
Well, and then you
pleased.
then you have all the environmental stuff. Fish is just filtering the water, and there's so much in there that all the
There is so
metals and
much.
different. Oh man, it's not
There is
good.
so much. But that's what we were told. That's what your doctor's telling you. Eat Mediterranean. Why Mediterranean?
Yeah.
Well, people are more likely to make some changes as the way they look at that. Some doctors, and we heard them at ICNM. Well, if I tell my patients
Yeah.
to go, yeah, right, here it comes.
To not even eat any animal, right?
Yeah.
It-
And they get better, then what?
yeah.
We're afraid of losing our patients. You guys, we heard other doctors saying,
Hmm.
but if they get healthy, then what happens?
Yeah.
We'll lose patients.
Yeah. There was
Let's
that
just,
much silence in the room.
yeah,
It
there
was like,
was. John and I are over here high-fiving each other.
yeah,
We're like, yeah, we're getting them off the medications. I mean, this is what we're talking
that's
about.
right.
They didn't know. And this doctor was asking a genuine question because
Hmm.
what do you do next? You guys, you come to Plantspiration, you keep on crushing it. That's what you do next.
That's right.
There's different stages to making these changes. The
Hmm.
first change for us was making the food and going 100%.
Right.
It changed the way we started thinking.
Yeah, it did.
It changed the way we started feeling. You're feeling, then you started getting those feelings. You know what I'm going to talk about.
Uh,
Well, we went into this kind of eye roll and,
yeah.
like, okay, great. She's into it for the ethical reasons. And I had to go into it for the health reasons. I'll
Right.
lose weight. But something started changing
Yeah.
automatically.
Yeah. Just the compassion and
That
empathy and the
that's
feeling of it all.
another level of change that
Yeah.
kind of comes with it. And there's evidence about not eating animal, not eating that
Hmm.
stuff, and it kind of changing the way that your energy is or the way that
Yeah.
you get more compassionate. I mean, just let's think about it
Yeah. It's not
now.
even something I was working on.
I'm
I
not,
didn't even think about it, you know?
you're right. It's not like you work on being
It's
compassionate.
like before I know it, I'm in the grocery store and I'm like, I got tears running down my face in front
I'll
of the
never
meat
forget that.
wall of meat.
I
It
was
was
like, what the
overwhelming.
heck is going
I'm like, I don't
on?
know, but we got to get away from this.
We
Wow.
have learned so much about this has all come naturally,
Hmm.
organically, and just understanding like, wow, why did that just happen to us? And then we would find out from the kids, they were like, I had that happen too.
Wow. Seriously, right now I almost ruined my mascara.
It's true. Remember, remember when, remember when Tommy said, you made me go drive for a belt?
Oh yeah. Before I know it, I'm driving 20, 30 miles to find a vegan belt.
One of the members, we got a little off
That's
track,
awesome.
but the change that occurs is not just, it starts with the food, but so
Hmm.
much else comes along the way on this journey,
Good
I guess.
stuff. Good stuff.
You start feeling healthy, you
Hmm.
start thinking healthy, you start having hope, you just start noticing like there's something we can do.
Yeah.
And that's why we're here. We know what it takes to make the change. We know what it feels like to think like, well, I am making a change. I'm waking up today and I'm cutting more calories.
No,
It
that's
doesn't
not
work
the,
like that. The
no.
change for this is, you guys, we have to eat way more.
Yeah, seriously.
It's opposite. There we go. It's
It
opposite of
is.
what we learned.
It is.
Stefanie and John, what are you talking about? Eat your plants off.
I mean, that's exactly right. It is like I've said before, it's all you can eat when you're eating whole food plant-based.
That's one of the biggest changes people have to make is to
Hmm.
eat more food. So we know this works because when I lost the first 30 pounds, I was like, I'm done.
Hmm.
I've lost my 30 pounds. I'm done.
Yeah.
But
You're back to your size,
I
fit
was
into your pants.
I was already off my blood pressure medication right away. So I thought I've already gotten to where I need to go and I'm going to stay on the plants. And I just kept eating them. And
Hmm.
that's how I started eating my plants off. And I was like, wait a minute, something isn't right here. I'm eating so much and yet we're still losing weight.
Yeah. You kind of freaked out on it.
That's
That
how
was.
I that's how I started. I was like, give me the megaphone. I've got to tell everybody that this is how this works. And plants may not be for everyone. I always want to say that,
Right.
but they work for everyone. We just need to eat enough of it. We've got
Hmm.
to get onto the new healthy habits and undo that dieting culture, the $90 billion dieting culture that we're in, that yet we're still getting sicker, we're still getting bigger, and we still have a problem with people being unhealthy. And losing weight doesn't always determine optimal health, by the way.
No, no. Well, that's where we were in the beginning. It was just another diet to lose weight and the health. We got healthier, and then you forget about try to lose weight, and you're just like, wow, I feel fantastic. This needs to keep going.
Remember when Dr. Esselstyn, we were there for that.
Right.
Remember when he said you can become heart attack proof in 3 weeks?
Yeah.
So you got, he's talking to you guys too, by the way.
Oh,
He
yeah.
wasn't just sitting there telling us,
That's right.
he's out there telling people. And that's when we realized, wow, we actually did this. You know, we're going to actually continue to do this. And now I just want to share with everybody how this all works.
That's right.
It's
I mean,
simple.
that's what we're
Let me take a drink.
that's really what we're here to do, really, is help people. Really. We're helping people understand and get
Eat their plants
go
off
through this. Yeah, what
by
that means.
dieting,
Right.
changing
Exactly.
that behavior pattern. Now that's where I come in with the coaching part, those live
Mm-hmm.
coaching,
Mm-hmm.
breaking it down. One, it's just getting the food home, getting the knowledge, and making the writing down. If nothing changes, nothing changes. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get healthy. I'm
Yeah.
going to, then after this, I was like, I'm going to start a business. It's like you start believing in yourself with everything you do. Then it was, we got to start a podcast.
Yeah.
And it's still learning along the way. Everything isn't perfect. You know, that's what the beauty of just jumping in and doing something different does. You got to grow from some of those changes and learn from them. And we kind of help people stick through that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the biggest part. It's like the highway to health. We're so used to going down that road where we get a flat tire, I say,
Mm-hmm.
and we're so used to getting out and popping the other three.
That's right.
I'm done. I'll start on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah. Start out really good, and by Tuesday evening, Wednesday morning, I'm starving. That's it.
That's when people cave.
Yeah.
It's exactly what happens. You're
Mm-hmm.
starving, and people are running on fumes. We're not just sick because of what we're eating. We're sick because what we're not eating enough of.
Mm-hmm.
The fruits, the vegetables, the greens, the whole grains, the beans. I mean, the people who eat beans live the longest. Hello, blue zones. Then I was like, we blue zoned our home.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna blue zone everybody.
Mhm.
And I guess that's a great way for us to kind of approach this. If you
Yeah.
want to look up more documentaries and learn more about it, there's so many. I'll say start with, Forks Over Knives, What the Health, um, and the Blue Zones with
Yeah.
Dan Butner. God, I'm such a huge Dan. If you ever listen to this, we
Shout
want
out to you.
shout out to you. We love your work, and we can't wait to have you on our podcast. Because more people really need to learn this and understand that there's a better way to live, I guess is what we're saying. And
Definitely.
we didn't know. We
No.
thought eating our ground turkey and our lean chicken and our heads and heads of romaine lettuce a week was doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. My salad with, ranch and
The low
cheddar
fat
cheese
cheese, but
and
it was low fat. It's not working, you guys. It's not working.
no.
That's why everybody's sick. That's why people are getting sicker. That's why people are getting bigger. That's why we've got an obesity epidemic. Heart disease is the leading killer. And yet, I just told you, Dr. Esselstyn has been talking about it. Dean
Hmm.
Ornish has, proven we can reverse it
Right.
by making these changes. If nothing changes, nothing changes. So, what are you going to do tomorrow
Hmm.
that's going to be different than today? That's how I started looking at it. Like, if I could just get through
Yeah.
one day, don't be thinking about the 100 pounds that you have to lose or, all the recipes that you're going to have to sort through. What was that we just heard? When you
Mm.
start a marathon, you don't just g-
Oh yeah,
jump
you
right
don't
in.
go right into the starting line and rip on of there for 26 miles. You start with getting up in the morning and walking around the block.
There it is. You got to
Hmm.
just start.
For,
So maybe we should start with some health reports and get some questions
I
in
would love
since
it.
we got
Health reports. Yeah, bring it up.
what we're so excited that you guys are here and that we have this opportunity to share this with you. So we're getting better at this as we go along. So thanks for being patient. And thank
Heck
you for
yeah.
all your feedback. We're reading it, we're reflecting on it, and we're realizing, once again, the changes that we made with our diet and our lifestyle and getting
Hmm.
healthier and undoing all those habits, it runs right into anything you really want to reach a goal for. You got to just, we had to do something different.
Exactly.
Like, let's quit talking about it and let's start doing the podcast.
It's the only way
And
you're
now
gonna,
look, give
that's
me
the only
some.
way you're gonna
We just fist
grow
bumped.
and really, changing what you're doing is by doing something different. Like that is it.
We went from being super unhealthy,
Hmm.
chronically ill, struggling with obesity, carrying on the same genetic chronic diseases that we didn't know we could change. And now we're out here reaching and teaching people how they can change them too. And when we started Plantspiration, I didn't know how to start a nonprofit.
No.
I didn't know what I was doing, to be quite honest with everybody. That's what I, that's what I want to tell them. I really didn't
Well,
know.
I know, but that's what you did. You did it though. You jumped in and did it and
Just like
got it going.
just like the changing our diet, I went into this and I just said, I got to let people know and I've got to teach them how and I've got to show them how because we ate meat too.
Yeah,
We ate the cheese. I didn't know one egg had the same cholesterol as two Whoppers.
right. And
What?
at the time, if I knew, I would have been like, "Wow, I have two Whoppers."
s-
But that's not
There's
helping anybody.
two Whoppers. Nobody would say, hey, go home and eat two Whoppers. So why
No.
are eggs 0 points? Because that's keto and it's not
Mm-mm.
neato and it's
No,
not helping
it's
anybody.
deadly.
It is deadly. But, people are doing it because their doctors told them, but their
Hmm.
doctor has no, it's just,
They really don't. They don't have education in nutrition
what are they educated
and
in?
what it does to your body.
Who's making sure they get educated in what though?
That's big pharma. They're making sure to get educated and knowing how to prescribe to really make your symptoms livable.
There we go.
Seriously, we just want to do that without the meds.
We want to get people from surviving
Yeah.
to thriving.
Hmm.
And that's exactly what we've done at Plantspiration. We really didn't know how to start this tracking of this Plantspiration health report we have in here. And we realized the whiteboard's a little too big. I'll have to share
Hey,
it on
it's all right.
social media
Yeah.
and show people how big is that whiteboard?
It's a 3 by 5
3 by 5 whiteboard. And we have up at the top
feet,
plants.
3 feet by 5.
Yeah, it's kind of big. Whoopsies. Whoops. Plantspiration health report. And what we have is a scale that says pounds lost.
Hmm.
Then the next one, a prescription bottle that says medications dropped.
Yep.
And the next one is diseases reversed. Can you guys believe this? We're getting right down to it. Not only did we just share with you what we did, how we did it, how sustainable it is 12 years later, we're still crushing it. Now we've started Plantspiration.
Hmm.
I bring in this lifestyle medicine coaching. It's not just about the food.
Hmm.
It's about really keeping it simple and easy. Anyway, people are crushing it over here. Are you
Right,
ready?
right. I am definitely ready for the
Let me take a
Plantspiration Health
drink.
Report.
Let
Did
me
I
take a
give you
drink.
I just love it. But people are crushing it in here and they're just so darn
We can't
excited.
afford commercials. We're a nonprofit, you guys.
Hmm.
Um, it doesn't mean we don't make money. We accept donations.
Hmm.
We have some memberships that we sell. We sell individual classes, but we give away a lot of memberships too.
Right.
We have grants for those. Veterans are free. We give away hundreds of classes a year. We don't want to turn anybody away. We want to just make sure everybody has access to this stuff. So, in just the last week, I said, "Hey, you know what? I got to get everybody's
We need a
information.
baseline.
We need a baseline." So we put together this little chart, and I would love to report to you. We've got quite a few members, and we had maybe
Hmm.
1%,
Yeah,
2%.
yeah,
There's a handful of people that got
a
the email,
handful.
that I said, fill out this health report. Should I do a drum roll?
Yeah.
I want people to take a guess, actually. What do you think the Plantspiration members, and I only have a handful of them here, lost this week in weight? Because we're going to keep track every week. So
We are.
I want to get you guys really excited every week at what everybody in there is doing. And we always say, pay it forward, pay it forward. It's the pay it forward. We've got I'll explain it later. The Pay It Forward program, we give away stuff every week for people sharing, what they're eating and how they're moving. And we do little challenges every
Hmm.
day, like let's talk about dopamine and how to raise self-awareness and self-confidence. And there's a lot that's going into it. It's not just the
That's right.
food. That's
Th-
why people are crushing it.
This is just a snapshot. I mean, we've been Plantspiration for over 5 years now.
I think we're going on my lucky number 7.
Mm.
December 4th or 7th is 7.
Mm.
7 years.
Right, right.
Talk about resilience, determination. I'm just going to drop a little something. The things that I've gone through with Just Plantspiration, I start this nonprofit. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm getting really good at it. We just got told that we actually have it together.
I know.
We're so excited for what's going on. Okay, anyway, um, this was no small task. I end up filing the wrong tax exempt. The whole I lose my whole 501(c)(3) tax
Mm.
exempt in the middle of COVID,
Right.
but I didn't give up.
No, we got it back. Crushed it.
This is what I mean, you guys. I didn't look at like all the things that were going wrong in those moments. I continued to think
Mm.
about the resilience and all the things that I'd gone through. I was like, I lost 100 pounds. I could get
Yeah,
my tax exempt back.
that's right.
It was the way I really started looking at things like I could do anything. So when you get through that one day where you're like, I did it 100%, I high-fived myself. I was like, holy, I did
I
it.
don't know.
Okay.
It's
Health
awesome.
report. You want to talk about doing it and what we built up from this? So this
Yeah.
week total, so far, here's our baseline. Total was we had 22.1 pounds we lost. Talk about that. Where's my little claps?
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Look at that. Talk, you guys, we're bringing healthy back.
Yeah.
All-time total we have currently is 351.6 pounds.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot. And this is just a minute
I mean, I work with so many people, is
handful.
what we're saying. And
Yeah.
I already have the snapshot in my mind. Like, thanks for the 10, 11, 15 people who came in with those reports. But just to let you know, we're
351.
on
Wow.
episode 3. We're debuting our Plantspiration Health Report, and
Yeah.
we have an all-time total of we've lost 351.6 pounds.
Wow.
I'm going to tell you, we've lost probably over 1,000 just racking
Oh,
through my
right.
Rolodex
And I
of
was thinking of that too. I was like, gosh, there's so many people.
thousands.
That's why I brought up like we've been doing this. We have a great track record. Like we've been doing this for a while.
Exactly. We've lost a lot of weight, but we're just being honest and we're
Yeah.
giving a
Hey.
baseline right here. So we're at 300 and we've got it on the board 351.6
Yeah.
total
Yeah.
pounds we've lost to Plantspiration. So pay attention, everybody. We're really
Mhm.
doing it.
We're doing. We have results.
And people aren't dieting over here. And we've lost a total of 22.1 pounds this week. So I want to
Mhm.
just say to all the Plantspiration people out there, you guys are
You
awesome.
guys
Look
are
what you're doing.
crushing it.
Look at what you're doing. This number, I don't know anybody who's not listening to this going, what are they? They're eating more food.
We're
They're
eating
eating
more.
pasta.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that this is how much weight people lost?
Yeah. Nobody's going hungry over
Give me
here.
some right here.
Give me that.
Look at this. We're fist bumping all the time over
Heck
there.
yeah.
You guys are the inspiration the world needs to see. We're so pumped. Now let's talk about medications reduced.
Yeah.
That's not my job. I don't deprescribe, but I
Oh,
will
well.
work with your doctor, talk to your doctor and say, hey, these people are crushing it. But let's be real.
Mhm.
We want to make sure you keep doing it. That's how strong the plants work. You
Right.
have to keep doing the plants. Food is medicine.
Hmm.
You got to keep it up. That's why we got that lifetime membership
That's right.
program.
Definitely. But this is the main thing. You're doing it and you're, right off the bat, it's like, let your doctor know what you're doing. If you're on medicines,
Very
especially.
serious.
Hmm. Hmm.
Also, let me not pass this up. Somebody did report that they gained a few pounds.
Oh yeah,
That's honest.
that happens.
It happens. You know what I mean? It's realistic, it's flexible,
Hmm.
and I can't wait to just keep it. And it's not just about these numbers.
Right.
It's not just about these numbers, but these are the numbers that everybody is the 90 billion
Well,
diet.
that same person is going to lose it by next week.
Exactly. But the 90 billion diet
Oh
industry isn't like,
man.
do you guys want to thrive?
Well,
Nobody's saying that.
of course not.
We
They
are.
would have to stop selling everything.
We're not selling anything,
No.
by the way. We are teaching people how to be self-autonomous, how to be in control of their health. I mean, that's what I mean about there's so much more.
Well, that's just it. The you got to be aware that you do have control.
And you can do
You
this.
can, yeah, you
Every
can do
you,
this,
you right now listening.
and you, and you.
I'm not kidding. You can do this. You just
Hmm.
need the right tools, the nutrition education, the support, and the awesome coaching that's going on over
Yeah.
here.
Heck
God,
yeah.
people are, you guys, we love you.
Definitely. The
Look at
the feedback is just amazing.
dopamines.
Big time.
We're prescribing dopamine every day over here. We're
Definitely.
popping it every day. It
Hmm.
feels good. So let's get down to the
Yeah.
medications
Okay.
dropped.
Let's see.
Okay, so I didn't do this. Their doctor is helping them. So we have somebody who's taken less Excedrin. That's great.
Yeah.
We get so dependent. I was taking so much of that stuff every
Less
day.
aches and pains.
Less aches and pains. Two people are off metformin this week.
Nice.
Two people are off insulin.
Mhm.
Somebody's off blood pressure. Somebody's off Synthroid.
Mm,
Somebody reported LDL has dropped 42 points. Somebody's cholesterol went
nice.
from 256 to 104.
Nice.
Somebody's off Prilosec for the last 3 weeks. And I mean, just off the top of my head, there's
Mhm.
probably 15 people that I'm talking to that are off the Prilosec.
Right. Right.
I meet with a lot of people each week. I'm coaching a lot of individual, and then I do the coaching, the whole group. I know everybody.
Right.
I hope it gets so big that I can't keep up with everybody. I'm going to because that's how much we
Well,
care.
definitely. I mean, you can have more than one group session,
Yeah, we're going to keep going.
a day.
Bring
It's
it.
awesome.
Bring it. Let's bring
Bring it
healthy
on.
back, you
That's
guys.
what we're doing
Look at
here.
what's happening. And by the way, everybody who came in here said I can't do this.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could give up cheese.
Yeah.
Remember what I said how addicting it is?
Yeah. It's for real.
We get it. Everybody who has not tried this is immediately going to say, I don't know if I could give that up.
Hmm.
You can
You can.
because you're gaining so much health.
And you will. You deserve it.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you told them that. We're not done. Okay, so when I asked the question, have you reversed any diseases so far this week? The hypertension, the hypothyroid, inflammation, acid reflux, diabetes, and went from diabetic to pre-diabetic.
Nice.
And I asked for honorable mention. So I did this little health report, kept it anonymous and just asked, how much weight have you lost this week? Hey, you know what? Maybe let's get a whole total
Yeah.
since we're starting
For sure.
the
Yeah.
podcast. Then I asked like what medications they've reduced. And then I had to say of all time. So we had a baseline.
Sure.
And I also asked any noticeable improvements or any honorable mentions.
Yeah.
And this is what I've gotten back. Ready for this? And I want to say these are something that we hear all the time. Energy increased, somebody said.
Hmm.
Stamina improved. If you're listening right now, don't you want to improve your stamina?
Definitely.
And these people are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s.
Hmm.
No age, no stage that you can't start getting this going. Brain clarity, give me some.
Give me
My brain went from like, what
that.
to what?
Whoa.
It's true. I didn't think I had it in me, but I wasn't nourishing.
Definitely. I mean, this is way different. The amount of energy and stamina I have, like I work my day job, I come home, I got my own machine shop, I'm
No
running
kidding.
there. Then I'm doing Plantspiration stuff. It's amazing. I just love it
I
all. The
can't,
energy is through
this
the
was
roof.
not
That's what a lot of
authentic.
people say, literally through the
It says it
roof.
right here, energy through the roof. I have it. Oh my God, seriously. Way more energy is the next one who's answered. Way more energy, feeling empowered about my health.
Nice.
Again, that's way more than the food.
That is the ultimate goal.
We're not done.
Mm,
Biting nails less and less junk food. I've heard this time and time again. People say they stop biting their nails.
nice.
Mental health significantly better. Give me some.
Give me that
Where
fist bump.
where this is what we need to be sharing. We hope that you listening to this, you hear it's not just us now talking about
Hmm.
it. This isn't just some success story that we want to pop off every other day. This is people really doing it right now that
Hmm.
we watch every day. We're doing it
Yep.
with you. And more energy, happier and healthier. I'll take it. Less inflammation, less joint pain. This is just the beginning.
It's
So for
amazing.
everybody listening in, this is just the beginning of the Plantspiration Health Report because we're going to come in here every week and we're going to continue to tell you what we're getting people healthy. John, we're getting
We're
people
gonna
healthy.
get
Give
high
me some.
five.
We're high
Yeah.
fiving all the time over here. High
Seriously.
fiber. Um, there's only one thing that's holding everybody back
Hmm.
from accomplishing their dreams, their
Yeah.
goals, their health.
Hmm.
taking action.
That's it.
And these people took some action.
Yeah.
It's it's easier than you think is what we want to
They're
say.
changing something.
Let's get to the
So everything
questions too.
changes.
I'm worried we're going to go over time.
We're
Remember we
gonna
were
be
going to start? Did
fine.
we start it?
I don't even know.
We forgot again.
We're having a good time. That's all
John,
right.
let's rip out the questions
Yeah,
and
I do. We do
we're
have some
excited.
questions uh from the community. And really this is a good one
Actually, I
to bring
put
up.
these out on social media.
Did you?
Yeah, I go on Instagram and I want everybody to
Oh
ask us
yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
personal
That's right.
health, wellness, plants, whatever.
This is fresh
Let's hear it.
off the interweb. Uh, this is a good one. How to navigate the holidays with meat eaters.
This is great. A great question. And
Hmm.
we really had a strong week on this. We taught that Thanksgiving class, by the way.
Yeah.
You know what I want to say? If anybody wants to see our Thanksgiving class, email team at Plantspiration,
.org.
team at plantspiration.org, and we'll send it. And it has all the recipes. We made the turkey roast, we made a stuffing, we made a gravy, mushroom gravy. We've got everything. And
Oh, it was amazing.
we're gonna do it again.
It's Thanksgiving.
It's
Thanks
Thanksgiving.
living.
Yeah, we've been doing that for a while. We would love to share it if you're interested.
Mhm.
And it'll show you how easy it is. And the batch cooking is really just cut. By the way, batch cooking, I used to think it was I needed 52 different things.
Yeah, and all these containers and all this stuff.
We're gonna give you a tip right here. Let's just bounce it off. Batch cooking 101. Brown rice,
Potatoes,
pasta,
uh, veggies.
fruit, cut them up,
Yeah, get them ready.
get them ready, and have a plan. Have a
Have a
plan.
plan.
Make your menu out. What are you gonna have tomorrow?
The rice is like make 2 cups instead of one.
Yeah, that's batch cooking.
Microwave a whole bunch of potatoes
Get some
or
beans,
roast them or broast them or bake them however you like
get some
them
barbecue
with no
sauces.
oil.
Yeah, keep it easy. All right, question number one. How do you deal with
How to navigate the holidays with meat eaters.
you eat your plants off and you just
Hmm.
keep thinking about what an inspiration you are is actually what I
Yeah,
tell people. I'm
yeah.
like, it was hard at first because you didn't know how to react to it.
Hmm.
People had a lot of questions. So they do come at you and it does get overwhelming. And I don't want anybody to get defensive because I really always want everybody to remember we were meat eaters.
Yeah.
So we get it. And I know when somebody said vegan to me at first, I was like, whatever. That's, I don't even want to say how negative I was about it.
Yeah.
But we weren't thinking this way, that's for sure.
No.
So be empathetic to, they don't know yet, but the
Mm.
way they will know and the way they will understand and the way that you will be able to answer all their questions is by doing it yourself. So the number one way that I would say to go into the holidays right now is just worry about yourself and what
Mm.
you're doing. Bring some dishes that might be all of them should be appealing or don't bring
Right.
them.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
first
Make
of
them
all,
appealing, something you can share.
yeah, something you can share. And there's really no there you know what? There is a couple things I do say to people when they
Hmm.
just don't stop. And then I just say, well, is your diet reversing disease?
Yeah.
Because this does, and that's that. Or I like to reply, you know what? I'm going based on what the evidence shows, and that's that I could be heart attack proof in 3 weeks,
Hmm.
or at this point, I'm like, well, 12 years later, you guys, I've kept 100 pounds off and I'm still eating more than everybody. But what I'm eating, you guys, isn't the packaged stuff. It's just, I always got to say that. Like, it
Yeah.
is really the real.
No, for real, for real.
So, how to deal with it? Don't. Just go in with a bunch of love, go in with a bunch of compassion, and go in with the inspiration that I really want people to be, you know, just we need to see this change. And I want the change to be down to the way you walk in a room and represent it.
Hmm.
Be positive about it. Be like, thanks, for your concern. I'm working with a I'm working with Plantspiration.
That's
So
right.
come to class is what I tell people in the group. I
Oh,
say,
really?
if you're in the group, I always say, oh, just tell them to come to class.
Yeah.
And
That's pretty much all of it is pretty much the second question answered too. How to cope with a partner who isn't plant-based
we
or
hear this a
vegan.
lot too.
Yeah.
And we do feel for people because touched a little bit last week. It's hard to watch people eat themselves to death
Mm.
when here we're getting better or we're preventing or reversing disease. So the best way is to understand we were at that place too one time. We
Yeah.
didn't know, and we have to bring the focus back on us. Because if I could be honest, in the beginning, yikes, I was like, you got to do this. You got to try this. We were a
Oh
little
yeah, we
freaked
came
out.
in hot because the food, everything was so delicious and we felt so great and was like, why couldn't everybody know how to
We
do
did
this?
come in a little hot in the
We,
beginning.
yeah.
It turned some people off.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I just want you to live longer. So,
It's facts. It's what happened. But we've got a better approach nowadays. It's called plantspiration.
yeah.
That's how that goes. We really do love everybody.
Mhm.
I mean, we care about people. It's not easy watching people get sick.
Right.
And I'm not saying, like I said, this is the cure all, but we could do a lot with plants.
Yeah, definitely. So really, same thing. You got to just like take care of you first. And how we say it's not selfish, it's responsible.
Yeah, and be the inspiration.
The world needs to see.
Honest to goodness,
Hmm.
go in there and you're feeling good. Don't downplay if you're feeling good. Let people, when people quit smoking cigarettes, they didn't go in all quiet, like, I don't want to let nobody know I'm getting
Yeah,
healthier.
I quit smoking.
No, we came in and we were like, hey, I don't
Woo!
want to see another cigarette again,
Yeah,
and people were supportive of that.
yeah, they
Nobody
were.
was like, what? You're never going to have a cigarette again?
Come on.
Never.
Yeah,
No, we just got support for that kind of
that's
stuff.
right. Well, I knew I had to make changes,
Honestly,
right?
that's what I'm talking about.
I'm also talking about question number three, how to exercise during winter or bad weather or,
Same way you do it in the summer.
mhm.
You got to make a plan. I mean, I'm being honest. That is the honest to God truth. But, as a lifestyle medicine coach, this is all about behavior change. So, the best way to do is, be realistic. Don't have this expectation like I'm going to go run a marathon like we were talking about.
Yeah.
How to do the workout during the winter is find something that actually works for you. You know what worked for me?
Inside.
My bike inside. It's not as
It's not as
fun.
fun at all, but
I have to turn the music on. I
heck
have to
yeah,
talk myself up for it. And if I haven't been on my bike in 3 weeks, I'm just being honest. I've gotten on it a couple times.
I know.
I'm adjusting to the season change is what's going on. You know what I mean?
No,
I'm I'm
definitely. I was on a stepper thing today, man. I was like,
I'm
wow,
roller
that thing is
skating
kicking
too.
for sure.
Roller
I'm,
skating. So finding something that
mhm,
works. So the realistic thing is, what can you do? Can you go around the block? That's winning. Maybe twice around the block.
mhm,
If you're thinking about going to a gym, start thinking about when you're going to sign up. Think about what shoes you're going to wear. You
mhm.
have to start envisioning what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. That's really how to get this going. Write
Seriously,
it down. I'm going to the gym on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And if you don't make it to the gym on any of those days, don't get out and squash the whole deal.
right?
Reflect and look back and think,
Try a different day.
what do I need to do different? Because if nothing changes,
Nothing
nothing
changes.
changes. And we know you guys can do this. We just need to know how to be healthy,
Definitely.
and
There's so many workout things you can throw on YouTube and just do it right at your
but
house,
if you're
whatever
not
it is.
eating good, you kind of don't want to
Yeah,
get
you
into it
don't
either.
exactly don't have the energy. You're just not really feeling it.
So if you want to work out during the winter, think of something you can do in the house.
Yeah,
Lots of people right now at Plantspiration are doing trampolines, those little
bouncy things.
jumpolines. Why do I want to say jumpolines? The bouncy things. It's
Mhm.
called rebounding and it's
Rebounding.
really
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Indoor bike, yoga. There's I'm going to say, is it Denise Roberts that they talk about in the group all the time that workout?
Mm, Richards, Denise Richards,
I
maybe.
got it. I'm
I don't
sorry
know.
for botching that, but people are, the motivation is what you want to find. You can do whatever workout you want in the winter. You
Mhm.
really can. What I want you to find is the motivation to do it
Right.
and then the habit to do it.
Hmm.
That's how we get out through the winter. And I have to practice that. We have to practice that.
Certainly.
We do the same thing when we're like, okay, we're going to work out.
I know.
We've got a full gym downstairs. So I guess we're holding ourselves accountable right
Well,
now.
yeah, definitely. I mean, I just been down. I'm using excuses.
We've got a full
I
gym.
moved a whole machine shop the past 3 weeks. I've been tired.
We're real. This is realistic, but we're not like, you know
But
what?
it's for
Forget
real.
it.
Well, yeah, I'm
I'm
not.
never going to do it.
No, I did a little bit today and I feel much better.
Oh, you did.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
didn't you invite me down there?
You were on your bike.
Okay. I was trying. What gets you motivated?
Um, I guess the thoughts of how good I feel when I do it, I think about it. Yeah, I'm gonna do this because I just think back, wow, I really feel good when I do it, so I gotta do it.
I
And then
get to
I'm
do
like,
it.
I get to do it. Yeah, see now.
See those
Well,
changes?
that's what my brain is. I'm like, man, I gotta do this. And then I'm like, ah, I get to do
It's,
this, and I start feeling fantastic. So,
we get it.
hmm
We get it.
we've been there.
Next question.
Yeah, how to travel whole food plant-based
Easy.
with a brain.
Same thing you're doing now, just take it with you.
Hmm.
You know what is right for you to eat:
Yeah.
fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes.
Hmm.
Um, don't overthink it.
Hmm.
Call ahead to restaurants, number one. If you're going to have a restaurant, honestly, sushi places are the easiest. You can get veggie sushi. You can go
Hmm.
to a pasta place, get pasta.
That's right.
On the plane, you can bring some of your own snacks. You can stop at the airport and get some of the
Yeah,
things
you can
that,
get a rice and bean burrito.
honestly, keep it
Seriously.
easy. And if we're traveling on the road, we actually
Oh,
love
I'd rather travel on the road because we just take a big old cooler full of
cooler.
stuff.
We make these nourishing
Oh
bowls with
yeah,
kale and sweet
quinoa and cute
potatoes. Oh
potatoes
my
and
gosh.
cucumbers and all the
Tahini
deliciousness.
dressing. It's like these Greek
Okay, now you're
salads.
making me hungry.
Mediterranean. It's so
Jeez.
good. We make oats
Well,
and
I
the
guess before we go any further, let's just roll into question number five and get
what
how
is
to eat when you're a picky eater.
case closed. Eat if you're eating now, we're gonna find a way to get those same foods.
Same foods, same flavors, same,
What a
yes.
great question, honestly, because a lot of people,
Hmm.
well, let's talk about the
Well, that's the
life-saving
brain.
pudding.
Again, the diet brain of thinking, oh man, I'm giving up this, I'm giving up
Yes.
that, I'm a picky eater. What am I going to eat? We're going to tickle those same taste buds. Okay.
Let me go back to the traveling. The
Hmm.
traveling is all about planning. It's all about
Yeah.
in your mind knowing, like you said, John, you've got this. If nothing changes, nothing changes.
Hmm.
I guess I'm going to have to start packing it.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's when you start accepting that you've got to do something different
Hmm.
to live your best life, to get healthier, to lose weight, to reach your goals. Accept it right now. You have to do something different because what you're doing isn't working,
No.
or you wouldn't be here wanting to get better at what you're doing
Yeah.
or get inspired to do more at what you're doing.
Hmm.
That's what I want you to think about is planning is going to be number one and believing that you can do this is number two. Because if you go into this and go, I'm never going to be able to stick to it when I travel. What? You just put that
What?
out there.
Yeah. Don't do that.
When you put that kind of talk out there, nothing will change.
That's right.
You'll keep telling yourself the same story. I won't be able to do it. I can't stick to it. I can't live without cheese. I won't be able to do it.
Like your brain hears what you're thinking.
It loud and clear. It
If that
follows
makes
it.
sense.
Does make sense. And picky eaters, this is such a common question. And I wish you could be in my house right now and I could do to you what I did to Johnny, to
Yeah.
Johnny
Yeah.
Tate.
Oh man, I don't know if I could do this. He was, I don't eat beans. I don't like beans.
Whatever it is, it was
Not
like I
really into
can't
it.
eat beans or I don't like the texture of beans. And I hear this all the
Hmm.
time. And this is where I want to change the way that people think about this.
Yeah.
This is not what you think. This is not carrots and hummus. This is not salads. This is exactly the delicious foods and flavors that you've been dreaming about your whole life. Like your taste bud, or
Seriously.
it's like a party in your mouth when you start really tasting how good food tastes: strawberries, blueberries,
Oh man.
pasta, tacos, pizzas. Like you guys, all that oil coated, saturated fat, cholesterol food that's been going on out there,
Oh man.
it wrecked my mouth
It did.
and my mind
Yes.
and
Yeah.
my soul and my body.
Seriously. Well,
It's true. If nothing changes, nothing changes. When you go 100% and you start eating your plants off and you just avoid some of that processed food right now, you guys, I want you to get healthy. Okay. When you start making those changes, it's going to pay off big time. And if you're a picky eater like Johnny was, and he said, I can't eat these beans, I said, no problem. And he came over because fortunately he lived by. And I said, get over here. We're going to help you. And he came over and immediately I gave him some chocolate pudding.
yeah.
And I said, what do you think about this? And he was like, wow.
Well, I can eat chocolate pudding
He's
still. Yeah.
his heart disease was
Oh
horrific.
man.
He was
Yeah.
ready to
He's in
not
bad shape.
We're lucky he's here and we're grateful for you
Hmm.
for calling us.
Yeah, man.
Diabetes, he had like numbers in the 3 or 400s. It was outrageous. His A1C was like a 12, over a 12 point
Right.
something. Um, and he'd been doing keto and talked about meeting with his dietitian and the nutritionist about lean chicken and low fat,
Yeah.
all this stuff. And he goes, and I just kept hearing you say, like, that's not really helping.
Hmm.
So he comes over and I literally pop this. It was like a classic pudding, chocolate pudding.
Yeah.
And he was like, I cannot believe how good this is. I can eat this. I go, you could eat this every day.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm in.
That was it.
And then I told him it was black beans. So
Yeah.
see the way the mind does that. What you tell your mind. So when whoever that was, that thank you, by the way, for that awesome question.
Yeah.
Every time you post or you say or you think or you wake up and you go, man, I just don't like vegetables,
Hmm.
your brain believes you.
Like, yeah.
But if you start saying, I like cauliflower,
Mm.
damn it, I
You're good.
do.
I do too. It's
It
good.
will, you will start craving it. And what you eat today, you crave tomorrow. So
That's
whatever
right.
you're doing that got you unhealthy, by the way, it probably took some calories. It
Hmm.
probably took some different foods that got you there.
Sure. Sure.
We can do the same thing, just plant-based.
That's right.
Same thing.
Yeah.
If you like tacos, we can make tacos out of plants. You can make
That's right.
tacos out of walnuts. You can make tacos out of cauliflower. You can make tacos out of rice. You can make tacos out of beans. You can make tacos out of
Quinoa? Did you say
quinoa. You
quinoa?
can make tacos out of rolling greens. Yes, rolling
We made
greens. I'm
taco
giving you a
flavored
plug.
kale.
Yes.
It's
Oh my
crazy,
gosh.
dude.
See what we didn't know?
All this stuff.
People don't know how to get healthy. We knew it better than anyone,
Hmm.
you know? Not, I don't, well, we only know a couple people born vegan by
Yeah.
chance, but actually, what did you say today about that? We were
Oh,
talking about
oh,
Leo.
yeah. And then I was thinking, I'm like, well, really, everybody's born vegan.
Isn't that something?
Hmm.
And then what happens?
I don't know.
You do know. I just made the big eyes at him. I was like, you
Like,
do know.
yeah, we get fed the same stuff that everybody is fed.
You,
Nobody knows
well,
how to
I'll
get
tell you where
healthy.
I'll tell you
Back
where
to
it
it.
started. I'll tell you where it started from scratch. And I don't know how much time we are, but I'll tell you where it started from. Do you have a time?
Yeah, about an hour and 10 or 11.
What? Okay, you
Yeah.
guys, we're sorry. Good night. We want you to have a great week.
Yeah.
Um, I lost track of what I was going to say because I just think we
It's
should
about
shut it
everybody
down.
going healthy, vegan when you're born. About
Yeah, and then
everybody.
I took the kids to the doctor, and right
Hmm.
away it was like, well, they're going to need protein.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where it starts.
Hmm.
Well, because the meat and dairy industry is basically teaching the doctors that this is what they need,
Yep.
is where it starts. And maybe we'll
Oh,
get into that
that's just so much for another episode.
next episode is really how did this all start?
Hmm.
What you learned today was if nothing changes, nothing changes.
That's right.
What changed for us wasn't just the food, it was where the information was coming from. It was the information.
Yeah.
Um, and it was actually seeing the results, which you just saw here today. 351 pounds so far
I'll
we've
tell you.
tallied this week. I'm just saying there's way more than that, but this
Oh,
is on
yeah.
record now because we're going to keep coming every week in here. We're going to keep on inspiring the plants off you because we want you guys to be the inspiration the world needs to see. We have a planet on
That's right.
fire. We have millions of animals being slaughtered for no reason, and we have people eating themselves to death.
Mm,
We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. So
definitely.
we just want to thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting us. Like, seriously, our hearts, we're making hearts right now.
Huge.
You guys, we're doing it. And just like we say, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So we got in here, we got some cool chairs, and we got up the guts to say, we're just going to do
We're
this
going to do it.
because we want to inspire the plants off everybody. We want to teach you how to eat your plants off and undo dieting.
Yeah.
You guys, that stuff is outdated.
Mm,
Get over here and get on the right side of history at Plantspiration. Join us. This membership is through the roof. If you're a veteran, we are for free. If you need some help, we've got grants.
that's right.
And please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and watch the heck out of our videos because
Excellent.
every bit of money that we make, John and I volunteer our time.
Right. Every dollar that comes in goes back out to the community is used to educate, motivate, and inspire the
We've,
world.
yes, people have, we've helped people get some food, some workout
Hmm.
equipment, medical appointments.
Hmm.
We're all around just trying to be the inspiration that the world needs to
That's
see.
right.
And we're really grateful that we have you guys on this journey. Thank you.
Thank you for sticking around.
Yeah, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. We love
You
you.
got to do that.
See you next week for episode 4.
That's right. You guys be cool.
Eat your plants off.